AUV-IITB is a multidisciplinary team of 55 members focused on developing autonomous underwater vehicles to handle real-life tasks. Through the consistent effort put in by members of our 4 subdivisions, we oversee the ideation and creation of our vehicles. Our flagship series is named Matsya, which is derived from the Sanskrit word for fish.
Hi, I am Sanjyoti Narak, a fourth-year undergraduate from the Department of Electrical Engineering at IIT Bombay. I am the current team leader of AUV-IIT.
Hi everyone, I'm Akshat Rajlat, a senior undergraduate student at the Department of Mechanical Engineering, IIT Bombay. I'm one of the current team leaders of Team AUV-IITB.
Hi, I'm Mohan Abhyas, fourth-year undergrad from Computer Science Department, and I'm one of the current team leaders.
I'm Nandagopal, a third-year undergraduate from the Mechanical Department, and I'm the Mechanical R&D head of the team. And this is the Mechanical division of the team.
Hi, I'm Shubham, third-year undergrad from Chemistry Department, currently the Electrical Subsystem Head and the Design Team Head. And this is the Electrical Subdivision of the team.
Hi, I'm Richard, third-year undergraduate from Electrical Department, and I am the Software Subdivision Head.
And this is the Software Subdivision of the team.
The Matsya is propelled by a series of 8 Blue Robotics T200 thrusters based on brushless DC technology. The chosen thruster configuration ensures mobility in all 6 degrees of freedom while minimizing undesired residual torques. Special emphasis is given to ensure maximum torque is available in rotational axes for efficient control.
To control the speed of the thrusters, ESCs or electronic speed controllers are used. PWM signals generated by the GPIO board are also applied. The board also features double redundancy in case one of the microcontrollers fail, thus increasing the reliability. It also features the thruster kills, which are the hard kill and the soft kill.
Control is achieved by a PID-based feedback control structure. The required control inputs in the 6 degrees of freedom are calculated and are then split among the various thrusters using an allocation module. Finally, PWM values are computed using a thrust versus PWM mapping and are then sent to the various thrusters using the CAN bus.
Let's get acquainted with the specifications.
The first thing required while designing the propulsion system is the requirement of speed in all directions and the total degrees of freedom. After considering the power requirements, the number of thrusters and their orientation is decided.
Moving on to thruster configuration.
We have a total of 8 thrusters. 3 thrusters are used in the surge direction for maximum speed, along with 3 in the heave direction. The 3 heave thrusters also help in pitch control. A minimal amount of thrust is required in sway because there are few resistive forces, and so we only use 2 thrusters. We position the surge and the heave thrusters at the vertices of 2 distinct isosceles triangles such that the net force passes through the center of mass. This eliminates any undesirable torque. The sway thrusters are positioned as far apart as possible to give higher yaw torque.
Next, let's learn about frame analysis.
Next, the frame is designed keeping in mind the positioning of thrusters, and its structural integrity is tested at maximum operation force via static structural analysis. Finally, we perform CFD analysis to estimate the drag force that the vehicle will experience and its maximum achievable speed.
Following all the mechanical aspects, we now examine the electrical elements.
Now we have the structure ready, but how do we control them? To control these 8 thrusters, we have 8 ESCs present in the ESC hull. These ESCs use the PWM signals generated by the GPIO board to control the speed and direction of the thrusters. The ESCs can handle very high currents required by the thrusters, which can reach up to 25 amps. To tackle the heat generated by the ESCs, they are placed in a separate hull away from the main electrical stack.
Now it's time to meet the mastermind behind controlling the ESCs, the GPIO board.
The GPIO board is responsible for producing PWM signals. It also has double redundancy to ensure that the board remains functional in the case that one of the 2 microcontrollers fails. This increases robustness and fault tolerance. The 2 microcontrollers utilized are Atmega 328P and Atmega 3210.
Matsya 6 has two layers of kill protection against system failures. The first one is of soft kill, which shuts the thrusters by cutting off PWM signals. The second one is hard kill, which shuts down the vehicle by breaking the connection between battery and thruster with the help of mechanical relays.
Now we know how to propel the vehicle if we have the PWMs. But how do we calculate them? Welcome to the control system.
For handling transition to a distant point, the navigation module generates a path depending on the requirement or the way we want to traverse the route. The navigator achieves this by breaking down the points into a series of set points. The set points are then fed sequentially to the 6 PID controllers, which then compute the required acceleration in each of the 6 degrees of freedom. Then the forces for individual thrusters are computed by the allocator. After the computation of these forces, the PWM force model computes the required PWM signals, which are then sent to the thrusters to achieve the required propulsion.
Congratulations! Now you know everything to design your own propulsion system.
Conventionally, we use propellers to provide thrust in a vehicle. We have already researched various mechanisms and systems to provide thrust. Undulatory fins are found to be a popular bar-inspired mechanism in which a magnet uses its fins to move itself. This mechanism was found to be very modular as it can act as a vector thruster, and the thrust provided can also be varied with the amplitude of the wave generated in the fin.
Previously, we used to make the arm and the gripper according to the task of the RoboSub, and it need to be rebuilt completely from scratch every year depending on the problem statement. So this year, we decided to make a universal arm that can be used for any task with the least number of improvement. This arm is a completely autonomous 3 degree of freedom arm, and it has a gripping feedback and a replaceable end effector that can be designed explicitly for the task involved.
Finger localization on FPGA. This project was undertaken to replace the DAC with faster and more efficient localization of static underwater targets. We implemented the TDOA algorithm on the Xilinx Zing 7C7020 FPGA using custom designed IPs. Using hardware for real-time processing also decreased the load on an SBC. The design and implementation on FPGA was successful in testing as well, thus replacing the DAC.
We developed a model of shallow water localization system which also helped in modeling of the pinger task. In this system, one AUV is used to localize other AUV with the help of an acoustic pinger and an array of 4 hydrophones. The pinger emits the ping in a swimming pool environment, created taking into account reflections, attenuation and Doppler effect. With the help of this model, we were able to generate hydrophone data which was comparable to the original data from RoboSub. In our current algorithm, we added real-time ping detection in pinger localization.
Our current PID-based controller required extensive tuning and offered limited performance in non-linear systems. We moved to an optimal controls approach which gave better performance and reduced tuning. Non-linear regression was performed on step test data to estimate model parameters and to develop an LQR controller which solves the linear quadratic optimization problem based on full state feedback. LQR optimizes both for state error as well as control input and gives the designer the choice to weigh energy consumption versus performance.
Our previous allocator used a cascade of conditional statements which was computationally expensive and could not be used for the general thruster configuration. Our new allocator uses a pseudo-inverse of the input matrix with permissions for thruster saturation. To accompany this, we developed a more refined PWM thrust mapping which can better model the complex non-linear relationship.
For effective obstacle avoidance in underwater environments, it was necessary to include a path planner module in the navigator. The team developed an artificial potential fields-based path planner that could return smooth paths for traversal through the RoboSub environment without the need to maintain a grid map of the domain. To aid the performance of obstacle avoidance, we integrate our path follower module, which fits splines to the given set points and feeds targets to the controller. This module has been tested extensively in the simulator.
Most existing video denoising algorithms assume a single statistical model, which often is violated in practice. We applied the low-rank matrix completion algorithm without considering any noise model for denoising videos corrupted with Gaussian, Poisson, and impulsive noise. It outperforms standard denoising algorithms like video block matching and 3D filtering, BPM 3D, and principal component analysis, PC.
Hello, I'm Vinayak, a second year undergraduate from the Material Science Department and a member of Business Subdivision of the team. I'm the lead in charge of video presentation for RoboSub 2021.
Hi, I'm Nandini, a first year undergraduate from the Chemistry Department and a member of Business Subdivision of the team. I worked on designing the flow chart and created all of the illustrations used in the video.
Hi, I am Abir Mishra, a first year undergrad from the Physics Department and a member of the Business Subdivision of Teen AUV IITB. I have been responsible for the video editing and animations part.
Hi, I'm Sanya, a first year undergrad at the Material Science Department and a member of the Business Subdivision. So I was responsible for the script and narration of this video, and this was Team AUV IITB. We hope you enjoyed our video on propulsion system, and we look forward to seeing you at TransTech next year. Thank you.